Hello and welcome to SaltSnap, and my name is Joanna, and we are here for a spectacular talk with one of Kudla's finest assets to the film industry, Mr. Raj B Shetty. Hello sir, good evening and a very warm welcome to you.
Thank you so much.
We are really delighted to have you here at Vertex launch.
Thank you so much.
So, your movie Toby is 2 weeks away from being released.
Yeah.
And it's got 8 million views already in less than a week.
Yeah.
And that's big news, especially for someone from Kudla, because that's really good for us.
Yeah.
So what do you feel about this? What do you feel about your movie being released in a couple of days?
I think it's the only reason we do films is to actually enjoy that art in theaters. And when we get such good response, see, we were very proud about what we have achieved in this film, in sense of quality and in the sense of experience that we have created in this film. And finally, people coming and giving this huge number to a trailer is a very, very overwhelming thing in a good way. And fortunately, it's 2 weeks away. And the only reason I do film is actually I'm an audience of good films. I love watching good films. I hope that we have done good films. So I want to see that with other audience. The whole experience, the whole intention of art is, for me, I have seen something and I want to share with the rest of the mankind. I think I want to share Toby with the rest of the mankind.
And I think the trailer itself was enough to get such an overwhelming response.
Yeah, but actually the trailer, we had restricted a lot of things from the film, so that we don't reveal much, because in my another film, Garuda Gamana Rishabha Vahana, I had revealed too many intense moments, and actually when they saw that in theater, they had the feel, even though they enjoyed, they had the feeling of I have seen this. So I didn't want it to give that much in this trailer. So I restricted so many things when I was cutting the trailer, and fortunately this trailer, getting this good response is a huge thing, because if this trailer gets this good response, I'm very sure film might get much more bigger response.
Wonderful, sir. And what inspired you to write the story for Toby? I'm sure there must be something behind that.
Yeah, I think the character inspired. The character Toby was actually, it was written in a short story by T.K. Dayanand, and the title of the short story was Toby. And the character was very intriguing. He looks as if you have seen him in real life, not this way. You have seen him in real life, but you know about him, but still there is a lot of innocence and still there is a lot of rage in him. That kind of a character was a beautiful character, and taking that character from that short story, and making it a big film, sounded like a very big possibility for me, and that's the reason I wrote that film.
And coming to the trailer, there's something that I observed. So there is no sense of dialogue coming from Toby's standpoint. So what is there some unique thing about Toby that we are ought to expect?
Yeah, you should expect something from him. Normally when you see a mass film, it's been actually bombarded with dialogues.
Yes.
Especially hero tells that if I keep you on my leg, that might happen. If I hit you, this might happen. I wanted to make a mass film, but without actually, using those dialogues from the main lead. So when I cut that trailer, I wanted that experience to be a fresh kind of a mass cinema where he looks very ordinary, but there is something heroic about him when he does his own stuff.
Right.
So that's the reason there is no dialogue in the trailer, but even if you see in the film, there is a unique way of communicating that comes from Toby. So what it is, you need to watch in theatre.
That's wonderful. And what would you expect the audience to go? What kind of mindset would you like your audience to have when they go and watch this movie?
I think you should come to root for a guy like Toby. Every underdog story is a winner because somehow we see ourselves as underdog. Right?
Yeah.
We are here and we want to grow there. That is our life story, in short. I think that is the reason you come and think that you are Toby and he's doing something, and with him you hoot for him, you whistle for him, you clap for him, and you cry for him, and then you laugh.
It's like a mix of emotions already.
Yeah.
That's wonderful, sir. And how long did it take for a movie like Toby to come from a vision to reality?
It came very quick actually.
Yeah?
Yeah, it came very quick.
Okay.
because like I was in a rage in my personal life because of something, and I had put a status in my Instagram at that time. When you hurt an artist, a poem comes. Because there is no other way for an artist to express like what he feels. So what I felt there, like I felt like an underdog, and I wanted to tell the world that I'm not done yet. So with that rage, this film was written, and with that rage, this film was completed. With that rage, I'm promoting this film, and with that rage, I've released the film. In that sense, we started the shoot of the film in December, and the completion of the writing process may be in November or October. But here we are, like less than maybe
wonderful.
8-9 months, we are ready with the product.
That's wonderful, sir.
Yeah.
Hats off to you on that one.
Thank you.
And coming to Toby, because I'm really intrigued with the character in specific, because Toby is a character that doesn't speak in the trailer like I mentioned earlier.
Correct.
So what was the inspiration that you got for that specific character? Is it any aspect of the cultures of Kudla or any cultural aspect to that?
Yeah, I mean, there is a lot of cultural aspects to him for sure. I mean, he doesn't grow up in Kudla, he grows in Kumta, which is a little northern, but it's a coastal region. The food and the clothing are almost identical, but the language is a little different. The character inspiration was from the, as I told, was from the short film. And with that, the other characters, most of it are the characters that I have seen in my real life in and around my like village. So there will be women who will be so very strong and so very vulnerable, so very open to the world, but still they have the strength to carry the whole family on their shoulder. So those kind of women always inspired me, and like there was a lot of mystery with them. So I think these are the characters that actually leaked into the film, even though it was actually inspired by a true story. So I had to take this inspiration from my life and put them in the other characters.
Well, I think that is really great. And for someone who's been in this industry for quite some time, sir, what would be your advice to aspiring or budding actors, movie producers and directors, especially the ones who are rooting from Mangalore? What kind of advice would you like to give them?
Build a team. That would be the first absolute thing. And when you build a team, the important thing in that team should be the team, not you.
Yeah.
Like to make you a star, you cannot build a team, because that selfish intent will be visible to everyone, and you will actually chase the people.
Absolutely.
So why should anybody help you to become a star? I think if you want to tell stories, and I want to be a part of it because I'm a writer. Right now I am sitting here not because I want this fame, but only because I am the face of this team. So that's my job. When I am doing this job, my teammates are doing other job. Like people who are organizing this interview, and Midun Mukundan, who is scoring my music, and Praveen Shriyan, who is actually working in DI. These are all the people who are of equal roles. Some might be in the limelight, some might be in the backstage, but every role is very important. Build a team, first thing. Read and write. So these two things, because if you start writing now, you might become a writer after 3 to 4 years.
Right.
Because you need to learn writing. Before I wrote my first film, Ondu Mottaye Kate, I had written at least 5 films, which didn't become a film. Then once I wrote my first film, why did I write my second film? Because I knew that, okay, I can do better.
Absolutely.
And then again, I knew that I can better. But I have seen people like, writing one script and sticking onto it, telling that like, this is my greatest script, I'll stick with it, and never growing, never correcting. I think writing. And the other thing would be like, don't depend on anybody, because nobody would come and help you, including this Raj B Shetty or Rakshi Shetty or Rishabh Shetty or anybody. Because there would be 150 mails everybody will be receiving every single day. Everybody will think that they deserve a chance.
Right.
Because even the most talented and the less talented will consider the same way, because he is so very blind about himself. So rather than that, finish a product, send it to these people, and then show them like, this is what I have done. And then respect the budget and money. It's not that like, I'm a first time director and I want to make a film in 8 crores. First of all, even in a canteen, nobody will actually give you a small amount of 5 rupees for free.
Yeah.
So why should anybody invest 8 crores on you? So you need to respect money. So when you do films, write it in a budget where the producer would be safe, and don't just tell about things that you don't know. Amazon will buy, OTT will buy. That doesn't happen. So that will happen in the later stages if the film is a successful.
Right.
But what if, and you always need to know what is your worst case scenario. If this film doesn't release in entire Karnataka, how would you actually, get back your money? When I did Vandu Motta,
plan.
When I did Vandu Motta Kate, I always, I told my investor that, we can only invest till this 25 lakhs. Because if it doesn't release in Karnataka, we can release in 2 to 3 theatres in Mangalore and still we can recover.
Yeah.
The quality should be top notch, but the budget should be medium. I think
that does make sense.
Yeah.
Especially for someone who's going to start out.
Yes.
Right.